Hey friends, how are you? Welcome to the second episode in 2014 of Real Estate Sales TV. I got a big one for you. We're going to talk about some of the mental blocks that keep us from doing the activities that we spoke about in our first video this year that could ultimately lead us to generating the type of business we really want to do. So come on back, grab a notepad and a pen, and let's get started. Hey friends, how are you? So if you are joining us, hopefully you had an opportunity to see the first video of 2014 and where we focused on the importance of the lead generation funnel. And at the mouth of that funnel was something very important, and it's really the engine that drives our business. It's called activities. And I'm not going to necessarily spend any time today talking to you about the types of activities. We'll do that a little bit later. But before we do that, I think it's really important for us to understand the mindset that goes on and the difference really between real estate professionals or business people of any kind that actually go ahead and succeed and actually do the things that are necessary, and those that fail and don't do the things that are necessary, okay? And what I want to do is I want to kind of share this information with you in the simplest form possible. So what I want to do is I want to share with you 3 words, okay? And I want you to write the 3 words down. The first word is the word no, which I'm not really a fan of, but I'm going to go ahead and write the word down. The second word is the word maybe. All right? And the third word is the word yes. And I kind of like this word, so I'm going to underline it 3 times. No, maybe, yes. And I think that there are 3 types of people. There are no people, there are maybe people, and then there are yes people. And if you're watching this video right now, whether you like it or not, or whether you know it or not, you are one of these 3 people. And what we want to do today is we want to help you to distinguish how you've been thinking, how you've been programmed to think, and I want to show you how that's actually keeping you from getting the results that you truly desire. What I want to do is I want to start off by showing you 2 different examples from 2 different people that I work with on a weekly basis. The first one is a gentleman and a friend of mine that came to my office that we've been working with, and when he first joined us 2 years ago, had already 8 years experience in the business, okay, 8 years, and was doing about 30, 35 deals a year, and 100% of them were buyers. And as a matter of fact, he would get a listing every once in a while, but he would only get them if they were referred to him. And the first thing I did right away was I kind of dropped in his mind the thought that we get leverage in this business, we get time freedom in this business, and ultimately we get a lot of production in this business by going after and attaining sellable listings. So I said, let me ask you, how many listings a year do you take? And he really didn't know, okay? Make a long story short, after working with him for 12 months, I believe he took about 15 listings, and after working with him for another 12 months, I believe he took about 27, 30 listings, something like that. And so far in the month of January, he's already taken 5 listings. Question for you, how does somebody go 8 years in the business and all of a sudden in 24 months do more in the month of January, basically, listings taken wise, than he had done in the previous 8 years combined probably? Think about that. How is that possible? Well, I asked him, and he says, you know what? The reality is that when it came to listings, I just never focused on them. I just never thought about them. I never went after them. I was just kind of doing what I was taught to do, and I kind of did it that way. And here's where I challenged them. Where I challenged them, and I'm going to challenge all of you. I challenged them to think for a second that it wasn't that he was not focused on them, is that maybe he was afraid of the abundance that came with becoming a listing agent. It was probably he was focused on the fear of having to sit down in front of a seller and present a powerful presentation. And he said, you know what, you're probably right. And so now we've been programming his mind to remind him on a daily basis that he is a powerful listing agent. He's on track to take at least 50 listings this year. Think about that. If we go on a closing, listings taken to closing ratio of 2, with the right buyer's activity, the right marketing, he could end up closing 100 deals this year. And that's exactly his goal. Question, which do you think he was? Was he a no person or a maybe person or a yes person before he started working with us? He was a no person. Meaning he had blocked himself off, whether he realized it or not, to the possibility that was in front of him. How does an agent go for 8 years and do the same amount of business year in and year out? 30 deals, 20 deals, 30 deals, 20 deals. And all of a sudden, after 24 months, go to 100 transactions. Think about that for a second. It's the fact that some of us are no people. Let me give you an example. Seminar comes up, right? And it's a local seminar in your area, and you have an opportunity to go attend it. Seminar costs you, I don't know, $100 to go, and it'll take you the day. Well, there's 3 different types of reaction to that. Number 1, you have the no people. And the no people, when opportunity to grow comes around, they right away say what? They say no. Why no? I don't know. They'll make up some kind of excuse, right? I can't find babysitting. I don't have money for gas. I can't get over there. Yada, 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 yada. To me, it all just sounds like no, right? Second kind of person says, well, maybe. Maybe if, like the stars align, then maybe I'll go, right? Maybe if I don't have an appointment, then maybe I'll go. Maybe if I don't have a client, then maybe I'll go. The reality is they just react that way to everything. They're just maybe people. And maybe people always find an excuse to back out. They just do. It's just the way they're programmed. Last but not least, we have yes people, right? Yes people are open to anything. And they're willing to do, follow me here for a second, whatever it takes to get the job done. Yes, people are willing to do whatever it takes to hit their goals. How does this all relate to activity? It's simple. Because I could tell you do A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, and you will be successful. And if you're a no person, guess what will happen? You're not going to do it. And if you're a maybe person, guess what will happen? You'll maybe do it if the sun is out and if there's no clouds in the sky and if, I don't know. But maybe you'll do it, which means you'll never do it. And the only people that really always do it in life and the people that always become successful is the yes people. The yes people. Because the yes people are determined to do one thing, win. The yes people are determined to do one thing, produce results. There's a thing that I like to say all the time, and I remind myself, talk is cheap, results matter. Talk is cheap, results matter, right? So if you go back and you look at our first video where you looked at, I showed you the lead generation funnel. I basically showed you, you do enough activity, you could double your business this year. Guys, trust me, I see it every day here at our company, and I see it every day with the people that we work with. But I only see it from the people that become yes people. Think about this for a second. Anthony Robbins, one of the greatest motivational speakers there are, right? I live here in Southern California, and Anthony Robbins every year does an event. He does an event in Southern California, he does an event in New York, right? It's called Unleash the Power Within. Greatest event there is. If you haven't done it, I highly recommend you go, right? And what happens is at that event, you walk fire. Guys, if you've never walked fire before, I recommend you go walk on fire. Because the moment you step out and you see those coals in front of you, and you can actually control your state and control your being enough to walk across that fire, you have no idea the way your life will change. Because you know, if I was able to do that, I could do anything. People fly in from all over the world. From Australia, from you name it, from Africa, from Europe, from Hawaii. They're flying from everywhere, right? They'll drive from anywhere to go see Tony Robbins, to go attend this event. And yet there's people right here in LA, 30 minutes away, who probably have never been to the event. And he's probably been hosting the event for 20 years. Why not? Because think, guys, think. Because no people will always be no people. You're 30, 45 minutes away from an event that could change your life. But you'll always be a no or a maybe person. And the thing is that I don't even think that you're a no or a maybe person by choice. I just think there's just some programming that happened that caused you to be that way. And what happens with yes people? Yes people say, look, you know what? I know I get in my own way. I got to figure out a way to fix this. I'm going to Tony Robbins, or I'm going to this seminar, or I'm going to go read this book, or I'm going to go do whatever it takes, whatever it costs to get the job done. Guys, if I could give you one piece of advice for 2014 that'll radically change your life, stop being a no person. Stop being a maybe person and decide to be a yes person. And what I mean by that is, if there's an event coming up and there's a cost to it, stop saying how much does it cost. Who cares the cost? My question to you is, how much is it going to cost if you don't go? How much opportunity will you lose if you don't go? Because the fact of the matter is that I firmly believe that if you make the decision right now that in 2014 you're going to say yes to everything, and you're going to actually do whatever it takes, you're going to prospect the amount of hours you need to, you're going to host open houses, you're going to learn your scripts, you're going to role play on a daily basis, you're going to follow up, and you're going to do it with passion, with love in your heart and a smile on your face, nobody can stop you. And you will ultimately double and triple your production. And the greatest thing and the greatest reason to double and triple your production is because when you do that, you become the light. And when you become the light, guess what happens? You can help people. You can contribute to the world. Guess what, guys? No and maybe people have nothing to contribute. The only ones that do it are the people that say, you know what? I'll do whatever it takes. So the question for you is this. 2014, how long have you been at this game? And are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Because if you are, and if you take an honest assessment of yourself right now, what I want you to do is grab a piece of paper and ask yourself, where is it that I get in my own way? Where is it that I find the excuse? Because if you're honest with yourself, sometimes it's about driving too far. Sometimes it's about the cost. Sometimes it's about the time. Sometimes it's about what people will think. But it always has to do with something outside of yourself that you've created in your mind and you've declared as a story. And once we can break through that story, we can move on and we can show you the activities it takes to close 100 deals a year or more. Guys, I cannot wait for the next video. We've got a lot of great content coming out. We'll see you next time here at Real Estate Sales TV. And if you haven't done so, like our YouTube channel and like our Facebook page. We're at youtube.com/Real Estate Sales TV. And on Facebook, you can look us up by Real Estate Sales TV as well. Take care. And if you need anything, message me. I want to help you out. Bye-bye.